Let's begin with a truth so powerful, so quietly immense, that most people live their entire lives in ignorance of it. Your thoughts are not just passing clouds in the sky of your mind. Your thoughts are tools. They are builders. They are seeds of destiny. Every result you see around you, whether triumph or tragedy, victory or defeat, was first born in thought. The mansion on the hill, the crumbling shack, the $1,000,000 business, the broken dream, the peaceful mind, or the life of turmoil, they all began in someone's thoughts. They were once intangible whispers inside someone's mind before they ever became brick and mortar, ink and steel, joy or regret. If there is one law you must obey without question, one truth you must tattoo into the very core of your consciousness, it is this: as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Not as he wishes, not as he pretends, not as he appears, but as he truly thinks. Your mind is a garden. It does not care whether you plant roses or weeds. It will grow whatever seed you feed it. If you plant fear, doubt, and limitation, don't be surprised when your life overflows with anxiety, failure, and mediocrity. But if you plant belief, strength, and clear intention, the soil of your mind will bring forth abundance and power that others will call luck. Though you will know it was never luck, it was law, the truth is this: you are always thinking. The question is, are you thinking thoughts that serve you or sabotage you? Are your thoughts of wealth or of scarcity, of confidence or inferiority, of freedom or of fear? You cannot afford to be careless with your mind. You cannot allow negative thoughts to roam free, unchecked, unchallenged, because they do not come alone. One negative thought invites another, and soon they're building a home in your head, and you're living in a prison you've built with your own hands. But here's the divine gift. You have control. You are the only creature on this earth who can choose your thoughts. You can take a poor man and make him rich in mind long before his bank account reflects it. You can take a beaten-down soul and give him the fire of kings simply by changing his inner conversation. You must begin to train your mind with the same intensity an athlete trains their body every single day. Repetition, discipline, focus. Wake up with intention. Speak to yourself with vision. Do not wait for circumstances to give you permission. Command your thoughts, and the world will follow. Look closely at the lives of the most successful men and women in history. You'll see a pattern, not of privilege or connections or ease, but of clarity of thought. They held in their minds a vision so clear, so deeply felt, that no setback could shake it. Their thoughts were so powerful, they created their future before the world saw any sign of it. That power is not reserved for the chosen few. It is available to you right now. It lives inside your mind, but you must claim it. You must master it. You must speak to yourself not as a victim of your past, but as a creator of your future. Start today. Begin small. Watch your thoughts like a hawk. When doubt creeps in, don't let it settle. Replace it. When fear whispers in your ear, shout back with faith. When you catch yourself speaking failure, stop, and speak success instead. Speak what you want, not what you fear. Think in terms of abundance, not lack. Imagine the life you desire, not once, but over and over until your mind begins to believe it as truth. Because what your mind believes, your life will begin to reflect. And remember this: your current results are nothing but a reflection of your past thinking. If you want to change your life, you must first change your mind. No success, no wealth, no peace, no greatness will ever be sustained without this first step, mastery of thought. Let others drift through life reacting to the winds of chance. Let others curse their circumstances while refusing to change their thoughts. But you will be different. You will become a master of the invisible, a captain of the internal. And when you do, the external will fall into line like a soldier obeying its commander, because the moment you understand the power of your thoughts and begin to wield that power with conviction, your life will never again be left to chance. You will live by law, and law never fails. There is a force so vital, so fierce, so unstoppable, that without it no success can be born, and with it no obstacle can endure. That force is desire, but not the kind you casually wish for when your mind wanders. Not the kind that flickers in the night and fades by morning. No, I'm speaking of a burning, consuming desire, a fire that takes hold of your heart and refuses to let go, a desire so intense that it becomes the very reason you breathe. This is the first requirement for achievement, the cornerstone of greatness. Until your desire becomes an obsession, your goals are nothing but empty fantasies. You may speak of what you want, you may write it down, you may even tell the world about it, but until you feel it in your bones, until it becomes part of your very identity, it will not move mountains for you. You must want it like a drowning man wants air, like a starving man wants food, because let me tell you, life will test how bad you want it, and only those who are truly hungry ever make it through the fire. Desire is the fuel behind all greatness. It is what drove the inventor through 10,000 failures until he saw the light. It is what kept the leader rising every time the world knocked him down. It is what pushed the dreamer to keep building, even when no one else believed. When desire is weak, effort is weak, but when desire is strong, when it roars like a lion inside your chest, nothing can stop you. Do not mistake interest. For desire, interest is soft. It makes you read a book or two. Desire makes you study until your eyes blur. Interest makes you dip a toe in the water. Desire drives you to dive into the deep and swim like your life depends on it. And don't wait for the right mood to feel desire. You create it, you build it, you stoke it daily like a blacksmith at the forge, you remind yourself why you started, you see the vision not once but constantly, you burn the image of your success into your mind until it becomes more real than your current circumstance. A man without desire drifts, a man with desire commands. Without desire your energy is scattered, your focus is divided, your will is weak. But with it, with true desire, your energy aligns, your actions sharpen, and the universe begins to bend in your favor. You don't need to know how everything will happen. You don't need the full plan laid out. What you must have is desire strong enough to outlast confusion, setbacks, and silence, because every great story has a chapter where it seems nothing is working. The difference between those who quit and those who rise, desire. When you truly want something, you will work longer, harder, and smarter than the man next to you. You will show up when others rest. You will prepare while others procrastinate. You will go one more round, not because it's easy, but because your desire will not allow you to do otherwise, and listen closely, the world will try to kill your desire. It will call you unrealistic, it will mock your ambition, it will throw noise, failure, and distractions in your path, not to stop you, but to prove you. You must make a decision. Will you allow the world to define the size of your desire, or will you let your desire redefine the world? Greatness never comes to those who want it a little. It comes to those who want it with everything inside them, who wake up thinking about it and go to bed dreaming of it. To those who want it enough to sacrifice, to push, to suffer if necessary, because they know no price is too high to pay for the life they were born to live. So what is it you want? Is it vague or is it vivid? Is it something you whisper about in private or something you declare with conviction? Is your desire a flicker or is it a blazing inferno? Because I tell you this, if you want the throne, you must be willing to bleed for the crown. You must turn your desire into your reason, your drive, your light, your fire every single day. Fan that flame until it grows wild, until it lights the path before you and sets your past on fire, until it burns away every excuse, every fear, every limitation that ever dared to stand in your way. When you have desire like that, the world moves, doors open, people appear, ideas strike, energy flows, but none of that happens until you first decide what you want with every ounce of your being, and refuse to be denied. That is the kind of desire that changes lives, that is the kind of desire that builds legacies, and that is the kind of desire that must live inside you if you're truly ready to claim the life that is waiting for you. There is a secret power available to every man and woman, and yet it remains untouched by most. It is invisible, intangible. You cannot weigh it or measure it, but it moves mountains, alters destinies, and brings miracles into the material world. That power is faith. Now understand me clearly. I am not speaking of blind hope or weak optimism. I am not talking about the kind of faith that shrinks when faced with resistance. I am speaking of unshakable, unbreakable faith, the kind that anchors you when the winds of doubt scream through your life, the kind of faith that carries you forward when logic says you should quit. That faith is not just a feeling. It is a decision, a weapon, a bridge. You see, faith is the bridge between where you are and where you want to go. It spans the gap between your current reality and your future success. You may not see the full road ahead. You may not understand how the pieces will come together, but faith does not ask for the full picture. It only asks for your commitment to move forward. Every person who has ever achieved anything of greatness walked by faith long before they walked in results. They believed it before they saw it. They claimed it before they held it in their hands. Their minds lived in the victory long before their circumstances caught up. And that is the great truth. The world does not reward you for what you say, it rewards you for what you believe with conviction. Faith is the force that drives you to act as if what you desire is already yours, not in arrogance, but in certainty, and that certainty changes you. It changes how you walk, how you speak, how you think. It turns indecision into resolve. It replaces confusion with clarity. It erases hesitation and ignites courage. But let me warn you, faith is always tested. Always. You will have moments when the goal feels far away. You'll have days where no doors open, where every phone call is a no, where every effort feels wasted. That's the test, and how you respond in that test determines everything. Most people give up because they base their belief on their current evidence. But faith doesn't rely on evidence. It produces evidence. Faith doesn't wait for the breakthrough to show up. It shows up first, and the breakthrough follows. The man of faith acts with purpose before the path is visible. The woman of faith speaks victory in the middle of the storm. Why? Because they have already crossed the bridge in their mind. They already see it as done. You must learn to do the same. You must see yourself successful before the world does. See yourself powerful before the world acknowledges it. See yourself rising when everything around you says stay down. That is faith. That is mastery. That is how leaders are built. Understand this. Faith is a habit. It is not something you feel once and forget. It must be practiced daily, like a muscle. You wake up and choose it. You speak it into your life. You reject the voice of doubt. You silence the noise of failure. And you look your dreams in the eye and say, I am coming for you, no matter what. And when the enemy of your progress, fear, whispers in your ear, faith roars back with truth. Fear says, what if it doesn't work? Faith says, what if it does? Fear says, you're not ready. Faith says, I was born for this. Fear looks at the mountain. Faith sees the summit. Fear counts the cost. Faith counts the reward. You must decide which voice you will feed. Let me tell you something most people never hear. Doubt is expensive. It robs you of time, energy, opportunity. It paralyzes you. It traps you in the waiting room of life. Faith, on the other hand, is the currency of progress. It buys you momentum, favor, and results. You don't need perfect conditions to begin. You need belief. You don't need everyone to agree with you. You need certainty in yourself. You don't need the full staircase. You just need to take the first step, believing that the rest will appear as you climb. Because faith is not about luck. It's about decision. It's about choosing to believe when everything in front of you tells you not to. That's where power is born. That's where transformation happens. So I ask you, what do you believe about your future? Not what you say when people ask. Not what you write in a notebook once a year. What do you really, truly believe deep in your soul? because your life will never rise higher than the level of your faith. And if that faith is strong, unyielding, laser, focused, fire-fed, then no circumstance can hold you, no delay can stop you, no failure can break you. You will rise, you will walk across that invisible bridge, and you will arrive on the other side, not by sight, but by certainty. And the world will ask, how did you do it? And you'll smile, because you'll know the truth. You believed before it was real. There is no shortcut to greatness, no golden ticket, no secret handshake, no magic button. What separates those who win from those who wish is not luck, not talent, not even timing. It is a single, unshakable force that stands when all else falls. It is the engine behind every triumph and the remedy to every defeat. That force is persistence. You may have vision, you may have skill, you may even have passion, but if you do not persist, if you do not develop within yourself the unwillingness to quit, you will not finish the race. You will not claim the prize. You will not hold in your hands the dream you saw in your mind. You must decide, early and often, that quitting is not on the table. You must resolve that every failure is just feedback. Every no is a test. Every delay is a forge, and you are being shaped, not stopped. Understand this. The moment you choose a goal, resistance is born. Life will not hand you your desire on a silver platter. It will demand proof of how badly you want it, proof that you are not like the rest, proof that you can keep moving when the path gets hard and the voices get loud and the lights go out, and this is where most people fall. They quit at the first rejection, they stop at the first obstacle, they fold when it doesn't go to plan, and they convince themselves it wasn't meant to be, and not realizing it was meant to be, but only for those willing to fight through the fire. You see, persistence is not glamorous. It doesn't ask you to feel good. It doesn't wait for motivation. It is the grit in your gut that says, I will keep going regardless. Let the storms come. Let the critics speak. Let the world doubt. Persistence doesn't flinch. It doesn't retreat. It advances, inch by inch, step by step, day by day. You fall, get back up. You fail, learn, adjust, go again. You hear no. Knock on another door, or build your own. Most people underestimate what they can achieve, not because they lack ability, but because they stop too soon. The breakthrough was just beyond the point where they gave up. The treasure was buried just one shovel deeper. But they let fatigue win, they let fear win, they let temporary defeat become permanent failure. But not you. You are not here to play small. You are not here to start and stop. You are here to finish. To follow through, to endure, because you understand this principle. The man who will not stop cannot be defeated. Let that truth settle into your bones. There is a power in staying when others leave. There is a fire in trying again after everyone else has quit. There is a momentum that builds in the man or woman who refuses to be broken. Persistence builds belief. The more you press on, the more you begin to believe that you can. And when that belief takes root, it becomes unstoppable. The truth is, every master was once a beginner, every legend once struggled, every giant once stumbled. What made the difference? They kept going, they kept showing up, they kept doing the work, not just when it was easy, but especially when it was hard. Because that is the great secret of champions. They are ordinary people who developed the extraordinary habit of never giving up. Persistence is not about pushing blindly. It's about adjusting, refining, evolving, but never stopping. It's not about doing the same thing 1,000 times. It's about doing the right thing long enough for the results to catch up to the effort. If you plant a seed and walk away after 2 days because you don't see a tree, you've missed the lesson. Growth is invisible at first. Progress is slow, but those who persist are rewarded. Not immediately, but inevitably. So I ask you, what are you willing to endure for your dream? What are you willing to go through? How many times are you willing to rise after falling? Because your persistence is your proof. Proof that you deserve the result. Proof that you're not here to try. You're here to win. Your legacy is being written not in the days when everything works, but in the days when nothing does. and you show up anyway, this is not about convenience, this is about commitment. It is about developing a spirit that doesn't crack, a will that doesn't bow, and a heart that refuses to quit. And I promise you this, if you persist long enough, if you keep moving when others stop, if you carry on when your legs tremble and your back breaks, the world will make room for you, because persistence is louder than talent, stronger than doubt, and more powerful than fear. And in the end, it is not the fastest, the smartest, or the luckiest who win. It is the one who refuses to stop. No man climbs alone. The lone wolf may be romanticized in books, but in the real world, in the world of real achievement, real wealth, real success, the man who rises is never isolated. He surrounds himself with power, with minds that sharpen his, with spirits that lift him, with voices that speak truth and ambition into his path. This is the principle of the mastermind, the invisible alliance of minds working in harmony toward a greater aim. You must understand, your success is not just about what you know, but who surrounds you. The people in your life either pull you up or drag you down. They either multiply your energy or poison your belief. There is no neutral influence. Every association is either a ladder or a weight. If you are serious about success, real, lasting success, you must build a circle that breathes life into your vision. You must walk with those who believe in growth, who speak in solutions, who wake up chasing purpose. You must align yourself with warriors, not worriers. The mastermind principle is not about collecting friends. It's not about popularity or comfort. It is about strategic alliance, the intentional gathering of minds who are committed to progress. When two or more people join forces with clarity of purpose and strength of faith, something supernatural happens. A third mind is formed, an invisible intelligence, a power greater than the sum of its parts. Ideas flow faster, confidence multiplies, insight sharpens. The mastermind opens up channels of creativity and courage that cannot be accessed alone. So ask yourself, who do you spend your time with? Do they challenge your thinking? Do they call you higher? Do they see your potential even when you forget it yourself? Or do they mock your ambition? Do they complain, coast, criticize? Because listen to me, you will never outgrow your environment. You cannot plant a redwood in a flower pot and expect it to flourish. The roots will hit limits and the growth will stop. If your circle is small-minded, your vision will shrink to fit. If your circle is driven, focused, bold, you will rise just by being among them. Great minds lift each other, they exchange energy, they fan the flames of desire. When one falls, the others pull him up. When one forgets, the others remind him who he is. That's the power of the right association. Every great empire was built by many hands, every fortune was born of collaboration. Every breakthrough in science, in business, in leadership was accelerated by teams, not individuals. The myth of the self-made man is just that, a myth. Behind every leader stands a mastermind, a council, a tribe. You need this. If you want to go far, you need to connect with those who think bigger, dream bolder, act faster. And if you cannot find them, then build it, speak your vision, lead with purpose, attract them by becoming the kind of person they want to follow. Here's the truth, you attract what you are. If you operate in fear and comfort, you will attract the same. But if you live in hunger and discipline, you'll pull in others like iron to a magnet. So become a magnet for excellence, speak vision, act with fire, move with faith, and the right people will find you, and the wrong ones will leave. You don't need everyone, you just need the right ones, and the right ones won't let you quit. They won't let you shrink. They won't let you waste your potential. They will stretch you. They will challenge you. They will push you when you're tired and celebrate you when you win. This is not about ego, it's about elevation. The mastermind is a sacred space, a bond forged in pursuit of something higher than comfort. It is where doubt dies, where dreams are refined, where champions are forged. So start now, take inventory, audit your circle, who speaks life into you, who holds you accountable, who makes you think bigger. If the answer is no one, then change it. You cannot afford to keep the company of those who do not reflect your future. Find those who are on the path, those who are building, those who are becoming. Speak into them, learn from them, contribute, uplift, and watch what happens to your results, your thinking, your speed. You are not alone, but you must choose your alliance, choose wisely, choose boldly, because the people you walk with will either lead you to greatness or slowly dull your fire, and in this life your fire must never go out. Surround yourself with vision, with power, with alignment. Let your circle become your rocket fuel. Let your mastermind become your mirror and your forge, and when you walk together in unity of purpose, of faith, of desire, there is nothing you cannot do. That is the power of the mastermind, and that power is waiting for you. Desire, in its raw form, is nothing more than heat without flame. It is potential, wild, untamed, and often wasted. But when desire is harnessed, when it is concentrated into a narrow beam of attention, it becomes something else entirely. It becomes power. Understand this truth. Controlled focus is the master key to achievement. Your mind is a tool more powerful than any machine, any algorithm, any external force. But like any tool, it is only useful when aimed, when directed, when disciplined. A mind that wanders produces scattered results. A mind that concentrates becomes a furnace, melting resistance and shaping reality to its will. You cannot wish your way to success. You cannot casually drift toward your goals. The river of life does not carry you to greatness. It carries you to mediocrity by default. To reach the summit of any worthwhile pursuit, you must aim your mind with deliberate intent and hold it there until the work is done. Let me be blunt. Most people fail not because they lack desire, but because they lack direction. They start a project, get distracted, set a goal, then change it. They chase novelty, not mastery. Their energy is divided, and so their results are diluted. But the individual who masters focus becomes unstoppable. They can cut through noise. They can resist temptation. They can say no to the urgent so they can say yes to the important, and that is the rarest power of all, the ability to hold a single thought long enough for it to become real. When a laser concentrates light, it cuts through steel, but spread out, that same light can barely warm your skin. So too with your mind. When you decide what you want, and you refuse to let distractions steal your attention, the universe begins to respond. Doors open, ideas emerge, solutions reveal themselves, not by magic, but by focus. Controlled focus gives your thoughts gravity. It draws in resources, people, and timing. It magnetizes your life to match your inner blueprint. But the blueprint must be clear. Vague goals produce vague results. I want more money is not a goal, it's a wish. I will earn $100,000 in the next 12 months by launching this product to this market is focus. And focus creates pressure, and pressure creates diamonds. Let me offer you something few will. You must train your mind like a warrior trains his sword. Each day, each hour, each thought must be guarded. Ask yourself constantly, is what I'm doing right now aligned with where I'm going? If the answer is no, correct course immediately. Discipline is the guardian of focus. Without discipline, focus slips through your fingers. So eliminate distractions, kill the noise, silence the opinions that don't serve your mission. Your destiny is too valuable to be left in the hands of random impulses. You will be tested. Your attention will be attacked. The world is designed to fracture your focus notifications, opinions, shiny objects, but you must be stronger than that. You must guard your mind like a fortress, because if you cannot control what you think about, then you cannot control your life. Here is the great secret. When your focus is clear, your actions become simple. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be consistent. A man who takes one step each day in the same direction will outrun the one who sprints in 10 different directions. Controlled focus creates momentum, momentum creates belief, and belief creates results. Let your focus become your obsession, not in a way that consumes your health or joy, but in a way that aligns your energy with your ambition. Be precise, be relentless, know exactly what you want and why you want it, write it, read it, speak it, meditate on it until it becomes part of your identity, because you do not get what you wish for. You get what you focus on, repeatedly, with discipline, with passion, with commitment so strong that failure no longer intimidates you. And the beautiful truth is this: when you develop this level of focus, you begin to trust yourself. You stop negotiating with your doubts. You stop needing external validation. You become a person of vision and execution, a person others look to, a person who sets goals and hits them again and again. This is not fantasy, this is not hype, this is principle. Your mind is your greatest asset, and the greatest minds in history were not the ones with the most intelligence, but the ones with the most control. Control over their time, control over their thoughts, control over their focus. So I ask you now, what are you focused on? Not what you say you're focused on. What are you really giving your attention to, hour by hour, day by day? Because that answer will reveal your future, and if the answer isn't serving you, change it. Get clear, get sharp, get ruthless about your priorities, and let your focus cut through every excuse, every delay, every distraction, until the world bends to the shape of your desire. That is the way of the achiever. That is the secret of the builder. That is the discipline of the one who becomes unstoppable.